All right, so remember those dead zones, where your phone just becomes like a useless brick? Yeah, those might be a thing of the past.
Hmm.
You gave me some really interesting articles talking about Apple potentially partnering with Starlink to put satellite connectivity like directly into iPhones.
Wow.
For those who don't know, Starlink is SpaceX's satellite internet service. And this wouldn't just be for like emergency SOS stuff like on the iPhone 14.
Right.
This is about texting, calling, maybe even internet from anywhere.
Yeah, this is really interesting because we're potentially moving beyond just emergency satellite features like with the iPhone 14's SOS function to something that could be used every single day.
Right.
I mean, imagine being able to text, call, even browse the internet from anywhere on Earth.
Anywhere. So like even if I'm in the middle of the Amazon rainforest or sailing across the Pacific, I can still like post my, amazing vacation pics.
Exactly. And
Wow.
one of the things that makes Starlink's low orbit satellites so advantageous is that they're much closer to Earth than traditional satellites,
Okay.
which means the latency, that delay in signal transmission, is significantly reduced.
Okay.
So that translates to a faster and more responsive connection. And then because of the way they're positioned, it also allows for much wider coverage,
Gotcha.
potentially reaching places where you just couldn't put a cell tower.
Yeah, that's incredible. Oh, I mean, this could be life-changing for people in remote areas,
Hmm.
researchers, even disaster relief efforts.
Yeah.
But, the articles also mentioned this could be a huge, like, shakeup for the entire, like, telecom industry. What does that even mean?
Well, right now we're very dependent on traditional cell providers with their coverage maps and their, infrastructure.
Hmm.
But if iPhones can bypass that by connecting directly to a satellite network, you could see a complete disruption of the current market. You could see traditional carriers having to innovate and lower prices to stay competitive.
So would Apple, like, essentially become a mobile provider then?
Yeah, that's the big question, right?
Yeah.
If they control both the hardware and the network, they could potentially offer data plans directly to consumers. And that opens up a whole other can of worms.
Right.
Questions about net neutrality, whether they prioritize their own services on their network. There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, absolutely. This is all, like, incredibly exciting. But the articles also did mention some potential challenges.
Mhm.
What are some of the hurdles that Apple and SpaceX are going to have to overcome?
Well, for starters, there are the regulatory hurdles.
Oh, right, of course.
They'll need approvals from governments all over the world to operate this kind of service.
Hmm.
And then there's bandwidth, even with, this massive network of satellites providing high-speed internet to potentially millions of iPhones simultaneously is a huge challenge.
Okay, so I guess I won't be streaming like 4K movies from the middle of the Sahara Desert anytime soon.
Probably not right away. And then, of course, there's the business model.
What?
Figuring out how to make this service affordable and accessible while still turning a profit. Will this be a premium feature only available on high-end models? Will there be data caps? Will they throttle speeds? There are a lot of unknowns.
And that actually kind of leads to another big question. How would this affect us, the consumers? Like, what kind of costs are we looking at here? Will it even be available to everyone?
I mean, those are the million-dollar questions, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we just don't have the answers yet. Apple hasn't officially revealed any rollout plans or pricing details, so it's all just speculation at this point.
Yeah, speculation, but with some serious potential impact. I mean, this could really change everything.
Hmm.
Not just how we use our phones, but how we connect with the entire world. What do you think about this, listener? Is this the future of staying connected?
Mm-hmm.
Or is this just another like tech hype cycle that's going to kind of fizzle out?
I think it's definitely something to keep an eye on. This technology has the potential to bridge the digital divide and connect people in even the most remote corners of the world. But at the same time, it raises all these crucial questions about affordability, data privacy, and even the downsides of being constantly connected.
Hmm.
It's really a fascinating dilemma. So many implications. What do you think they might be?